Welcome back to part 19 of the 999 playthrough, and we've gotten out of the deadly shower room. Deadly as in there's a dead body in there, and it stunk in there real bad.
I'm surprised they didn't hurl once. They always talk about how close they are to hurling. I wouldn't even care. It's like, whoop, dead body, bleh. Especially when you're in the bathroom. The toilets are right there. What else are you gonna do?
Yeah, I wouldn't like shame anyone for just sitting in the shower room for the rest of the game.
Yeah, just anyone want to sit there and just cry in a fetal position? By all means, hey, we all deal with stress in different ways.
I mean, hell, if it weren't for Junpei, that's probably what June would have been doing for the rest of the play.
That's what she would be doing in literally every single room that she's not having a deadly fever in. She's either in dismay or feverish.
I'm surprised that the fever didn't seem to kind of come back in this scenario.
Yeah, it's really weird, especially considering that this locks you into certain endings. And again, the fever has no story context whatsoever, but just so you know, you tend to have more fevers when you get more bad endings. And so you are right that it's kind of weird that we haven't encountered that. Especially when we had a lot of moments with June in the shower.
Jeez.
Hey, you know what? June makes worse jokes in here. I'm not even gonna apologize. She's no better than me.
Oh boy, I guess we have to get our just desserts. What do you say, Mexi?
Yup, the post Room 3 cutscenes are great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you can really feel the energy in that slap.
I mean, it's good, especially from Lotus. Especially when she's the very calculating, almost... Like, a lot of people would call her cold, but she's not cold. She just does the math. And so, sometimes the math hurts, okay? Especially when you're trying to maximize the number of people who survive and are trying to mitigate the amount of people that die. So, for her to have that kind of emotional outburst, good on her. She earned that.
Yeah.
Junpei deserved all of it.
Yeah. Here's the math for this scenario. Previous incidents plus Junpei still alive plus total anger equals open hand slap.
Yeah, especially since in other situations, everyone at least gets to go through a door. So there's at least the chance that some of them are making forward progress. In this situation, Junpei leaves them trapped. Like, they're fucked unless they can find other doors within the time period, because there's still that time limit going on. So this really was the worst thing that Junpei could have done to them. They didn't know that they were going to be able to come back. So yeah, it's a huge gambit, and Junpei deserves to get slapped in the face for taking such a huge risk, all because he just could not bear to go through another room without June.
I mean, they did get a little cuddling time, so I'd say it was worth it.
I mean, I guess. Yes, the Mercury symbol. It's a sun, the moon, and a cross.
Too much Christianity in my playthrough.
No, it's just really weird because when in some early Shin Megami Tensei games, Mercurius is just this big giant dragon with 3 tentacles, and at the end of them is a sun, a moon, and a cross. And it's like, what the fuck? That doesn't look like Mercury. It's like, well, just look at the symbols on the dragon's tentacles. That's what they are. And then he started designing Mercury to be a bit more like, the winged sandals stuff, the whole messenger of the god type design.
Yeah, if you look closely, and if you've played the game recently, you'll notice that skipped a little bit ahead from when Clover, Ace, and Lotus went into the shower room, and now we're going to see where the Mercury symbol leads us to, which is door number 2. Yeah, it was just the same scenario where Clover's so sad that her brother's dead, so I didn't feel any need to show it again.
Yeah, it's the same reaction, only this time it's compounded by the fact that you guys got to see it first, because Clover thought she got abandoned in the boat to die. I'm surprised this isn't the ending that makes Clover snap.
This is the worst kind of closure that she could get.
Yeah, but then again, you can't do it because you're supposed to have her scene in the captain's room where Junpei tries and fails to make a good person out of Clover.
Well, at least in one timeline.
Just the one.
Yeah. He still has another attempt, but we'll get to that later. So before we talk about door number 2 and its various puzzles, I think I brought up in the last part that in the mobile version for this game, you get a completely different route if you go through door number 3. And this is what is known as the syringe ending. And to my knowledge, it's exclusive to the mobile version. So let me read out what happens. After Junpei, June, 7, and Santa escape from the shower room, they go back to the large hospital room. Lotus slaps Junpei for leaving her and Clover behind. 7 tells Lotus and Clover to go see what's behind door number 3. Blah, blah, blah. She sees her brother dead. So after this, though, she doesn't stay there and mope around like you would expect her to. She just runs out. She just runs out of the hospital room and around the ship, just acting like a crazy person. Kind of like how June would have acted if we hadn't calmed her down. And after that, here's what it says. Junpei chases her after her and winds up near the central staircase, leading down to the D deck. Clover injects him with the Soprol-filled syringe she presumably took from Ace. Junpei falls into the water, because as you know, D deck is completely underwater, and Clover tells him to take her hand. And right here, it uses the same image as the part in the axe ending, that image.
This is a lame ending already. Like, I get it. You guys were so hooked on Clover being a psycho killer in one ending, you just needed more, thus ruining the appeal of, the one ending where Clover freaks out. And now it's like, especially because it kind of defeats the theme of this game, because, yeah, there's been a lot of murder in the endings, but you'll start to see that most of the endings have something in common with the killer, and some don't. The axe ending does not have something in common. So to add more to the Clover is a killer, count, I think that kind of defeats the purpose of some of the other endings in this game. Especially the last thing, it literally makes the knife ending completely pointless, because the whole point of the knife ending is to cast doubt on a single character and then have that evidence supported by the other endings. Now you're just throwing more confusion by having Clover have another crazy killer ending.
Yeah, so bottom line, Junpei ends up drowning, and Clover did that because she thought that he was the one who killed Snake.
Because she's crazy, because again, she thought Junpei ate her chocolate bar.
Yeah, and with that out of the way, we will never talk about it again, and let's get to the door number 2 puzzles. First we have the solitary confinement, that's what this is, and I was a little confused with this room, to be honest, the first time playing through.
Yeah, this puzzle is weird. You have paintings on mirrors, we're gonna have to use hexadecimal again, and that shit always got me. Like, the digital root, I understand, but the hexadecimal math always was a weird one for me. Even though it's just basic counting. It's basic fucking counting. But when you start using letters as numbers and it's not an algebraic equation or standing for a variable, the fuck, bro. The actual fuck.
I'm gonna be honest, when we get to that hexadecimal part, the first time I did it, I wasn't even thinking about hexadecimals. I just noticed something in common with the little solution on the door to get out of here, and just made a logical conclusion to what I thought was the answer, and it was
good. I'm glad you were able to figure it out, because god knows if this part was just you trying to figure out the first bit of the puzzle and you never got through it, there'd be words said, mister. Serious words said over Skype calls.
I think one of my probably the worst aspect of this puzzle room is that you have to flush one toilet 4 times and another 9 times, and that's not intuitive, guys. That's kind of gross, repetitive, and just annoying.
It should just be a thing where once you find the clue to say flush the toilet 9 times, the character says, and then I flushed the toilet 9 times.
I think Junpei does narrate himself, or thinks to himself, okay, I'm going to flush the toilet again. Okay, I'm going to flush it the 3rd time, or something along those lines.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of other parts of this game where you just talk to things multiple times, and the game even tricks you by having it repeat the same thing a few times before you get to the juicy flavor text, so I guess this kind of helps to indicate to you to talk to things multiple times, but not in a puzzle, guys. Not like this.
Not like this.
Also, what are 7 Lotus and Junpei hoping to achieve by being the only three that go through this door? Like, I know that in the scheme of Zero Escape, there is no escape, but assume this had been the correct door. What's their plan now?
Who even knows? Who even knows?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're all hoping, especially with Seven and his little knack for holding doors open, that maybe that it would be the easiest way to get back to get the rest of the crew and rescue them.
Yeah, we do have a screwdriver in here, so that's one way to get prop a door open.
We can stab someone with it too. You know, earn that screwdriver ending.
Yeah, it was quick, but that tile there, pay attention to the red lines. That's going to be a very crucial part of the puzzle that I didn't really keep in mind, that it's still got the solution anyway, but still.
You just got to be careful with the number 14. Or, you know, just pay attention to red, bro.
7 seems to be having not the best time in here.
He ate something bad. Did Ace give you something? You know you can't trust anything that guy offers you, alright? What did we tell you about accepting candy from strangers, 7?
Yeah, dizzy. Okay, sure.
I want to see your eyes, 7. Show me your pupils. Oh no, he's got flashback-itis. We had an extreme case of this in the last room.
Well, at least it's not the form of flashback-itis that is flashbacks we've already seen. It's a flashback that is actually plot relevant and very interesting, very character revealing.
Hooray! It's almost like all the plot was hidden in this unnecessary route for some reason. Pourquoi?
I mean, to be fair, and again, not spoiling anything, but you do learn about these character traits in a much deeper and more complex way later in the game, but going through this ending, you get like these little tidbits, and it's honestly, given how little of the plot that has revealed itself up until now, you'll probably just take everything you can get.
Right? I mean, right there, I know we weren't given the context of it, but he said 3 very plot-relevant words. I mean, I know we keep trying to, like, talk about this game as if we're trying to keep it spoiler-free, even though I'm sure I've said timeline at least 8 times, but we're trying, guys. Like, he said important plot things, and there they are again. Oh my god.
Oh boy.
He knows the children's names.
Are they his kids? Are they his brother's kids? Are they even related at all? Who knows?
I mean, was he experimenting on kids? We know nothing about 7. All we know is that he's talking about experiments in children, and usually when people are just rambling about that kind of shit, it's not for good reasons.
Oh boy, creative pharmaceutical.
Yeah, again, not really a spoiler in the context of everything, but Cradle Pharmaceuticals is related to Free the Soul in some kind of way, I think. I mean, it's kind of weird too that in this game there's not really a big emphasis on any sort of disease, even though the plot involves a pharmaceutical company. It's kind of weird that in later games in the season, diseases become a lot more prevalent in the series, and it's kind of weird that the pharmaceutical company gets mentioned less and less, actually.
Yeah, not so much disease, but maybe a certain condition.
Well, I mean, it's a disease that's caused by a pathogen. It's caused by a virus, so.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm referring to the one that's in here, but diseases are very prevalent in future games in the series.
There is a condition in the first game. It's called death. Everyone just keeps dying. We can't stop it. It's untreatable. It's incurable cases of death.
Like Junpei's first instinct when he saw Snake's dead body, he just thought he could revive it because he thought he knew the cure to death, but now he just got his hands dirty.
Ew.
That was a lot darker than I was trying to make it.
I know.
But yeah, 7 said it himself, guys. He's a cop. Oh boy, the police is here, guys. We've saved. We're saved.
Just pull out your walkie-talkie, tell them you've made contact with the subjects, and get us the fuck out of here, Agent Raiden.
Yeah. But yeah, this is why Seven has been saying a lot of things that you would probably see a cop say, or a stereotypical cop say.
It's cop jargon. He knows the jargon.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Although I do like his how he looks in his cop getup without the hat and the fisherman onesie. Not onesie. Overalls? Overalls. There they are. Coveralls, even. Like, to me, that's all I picture when I see him. I just picture someone working on, like, one of those Alaskan crab ships.
And even if you didn't know that he was a cop before this very moment, if you listen to the voice actor that does him in these Nonary games dub, it just sounds so cop-like. Like Seven's voice actor, I can't remember his name, but he's been around the industry for a while. He just sells his character so well. You
can look this up.
Yeah, I was gonna look it up too, but you can go ahead and do that. Mexi beats me to it once again.
Right? Because it's Edward Bosco.
That's the one.
And I think, now that we actually know his occupation, I think we can now safely also talk about how there was kind of a joke on his real name. Even though he's kind of revealed some other characters' names, unfortunately his name does not get revealed within the game. So what happened was during, I think it was online, it was in a Q&A session, Kotaro was asked what Seven's real name was, and his response was Stefani Joanne and Angelina Germanata, which, if you don't know, it's Lady Gaga's real name, so Seven and Lady Gaga have the exact same name. Canon. Word of God.
You know, sometimes I just... As much as I admire Kotaro and his writing, sometimes you gotta take his stuff with maybe just the teensiest bit grain of salt.
Hey, I mean, Junpei working with bitcoins. I mean, that just fits into the canon. It just fits his character so well.
I understand. I understand that. But still, sometimes he can, even with some of the stuff he makes, he can just go maybe just a bit out there.
You mean to tell me you don't want to hear the English Nonary game voice actor for Seven sing Poker Face? Are you telling me this is not something you want?
I mean, well, now that you've got the thought in my head, maybe, but...
Right? Like, this is literally something I would probably think about going to a convention to have a voice actor do. It's like, fuck it, I don't want you to shout out HFC or FTCR. No, what I want a fucking Deep Thought reference. I want Seven singing Poker Face.
Oh, God. Okay, guys, you know what to do. Start a petition for
No,
Edward
don't do
Bosco
any of that. Do not do any of that. You are all to sit at your computers and have pleasant, enjoyable times amongst yourselves. Also, this part does remind me a lot of Hotel Dusk 2, just because this is when we get to the sort of...
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, with visual novels, a lot of people do think of, like, the whole crime drama. I mean, you have the Phoenix Wright games.
Yeah.
There was the guy who made Hotel Dusk actually did later on do another visual novel game that involved, like, a cold case department.
That's yet to have another episode. And
I know, I had no idea it was episodic. I thought I paid for the whole fucking game, and I was so mad. Because that episode's super short anyways. But, anyways, 999 does kind of the whole different thing with being the horror visual novel, which not too different. That's a lot of Japanese ones. But I do like how you get that little interlude of a crime drama, cop sleuthing on the ship harbors. Until you get to, or again, he finds the kidnapped children.
Yeah, you just hear the Axel F theme playing throughout until you get to the kidnapped children. Then it just turns into, I don't know, what's Chucky's theme? What plays through Child's Play?
I don't know. I was too afraid of that movie to ever watch it. Like, no joke, Chucky was like the one movie monster that actually scared me. I have no idea why. I know the movie looks like utter trash, but my child mind, I still see it through my like child's eye, or like my kid eyes, and it scares the shit out of me.
It is very unsettling.
Even though it's just like a toy, you could just like kick it, like throw it in the fire. I mean, do what that one girl did on her Christmas present and launch it into the fireplace.
If only it were that easy.
Right? Him and Slappy. I had a thing with like living dolls and scaring the shit out of me. I don't know why.
Slappy?
Yeah, from Goosebumps, but I outgrew being scared of him, but the Chucky one, I don't know why, it just always kind of stuck around.
God, you just reminded me of Goosebumps.
Right?
Don't ever do that again.
Aw, no, Goosebumps is fantastic.
I don't know. I thought it was all right. But yeah, this is unfortunately all that, getting back on topic, this is all that we get from 7, for now, at least.
This is all Lady Gaga has said. You may go.
Bye.
But yeah, I'm so glad we got all that humanizing characterization for 7. That's
why he's probably my favorite character. Seems like this kind of dullard, even though he really doesn't present himself to be like that. And then you get this reveal that, oh shit, he was actually a cop, and it makes him even cooler.
A cop that tried to save kidnapped kids. We don't really know what happened, but he's here. So it kind of creates that drama of, are we dealing with a good cop? We're dealing with a fallen from grace cop. Is this a cop who failed and has some baggage? It opens a lot. Like, even just revealing his occupation, you feel like it's a lot of information, but it's really not. And you get a lot of good characterization for 7. Again, cementing him as a good character.
If I may ask a question about this room, where the hell is this light source coming from, and how is it so focused?
The sun, and you're gonna have to ask Kotaro.
All right, I'll ask him that at the next Q&A, as well as asking him if there's going to be a 4th Zero Escape game, and, well, yeah, that's actually the only other question I have.
To further my question, I have nothing to add. But you hit the same bone on the xylophone and it makes 2 different notes. What are we just expected to believe? That this is a magical xylophone?
You know what? I just remembered why we had to flush the toilets. We flushed these toilets in order to unlock one of the drawers.
Yep.
And it just didn't occur to me until now, how exactly something like that would work.
Because Zero is a fucking magician. He uses time magic, bro.
Well, that and maybe some very, very well-placed wiring, but I like magician's probably a better fit.
Right?
Pull the string a couple of times and see what happens.
I mean, so because I really am trying to think in the context of this game, we're gonna encounter people that are, shall we say, superhuman. But I'm trying to think, we only really have one type of that in this game. Later on in this series, we start to get people that have extraordinary abilities for no inherent reason other than just superheroes.
Well, they probably have very complex motives, so it's understandable.
True.
Yeah. Also, there's another hint for how you get out of there on the toilet seat, bar none.
Oh, right, the 14 equals E.
Yeah, and again, like I said, I didn't even factor in the whole hexadecimal thing, and I just covered all the tiles on the E's, because, hey, there's a bunch of E's here. I wonder what would happen if I covered these 4 tiles onto these 4 E's.
I mean, it does make sense, too, with it's the only letter that appears 4 times. You need to take 4 tiles. Yeah. I mean, this is weird too because you get that extra hint, but you also get like the towel, which is a hint for the faucet part of this puzzle. Like I don't think maybe just this puzzle didn't playtest too easily, so they had to throw a lot of stuff to add hints to it. I think that toilet may have been like a playtest revise.
Yeah, and if you think it's going to get any less confusing from here on out, then you're dead wrong, and you'll see why in the next part.